Mori ore te whānau, no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to the practice run, your frontline pass to the heart of sports action, brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your host, Tukoirangi, Rawiri, and all of our friends, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL and Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we've got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit up, the practice run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the practice run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad, because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day.
And we want to give a huge shout out to 99 Dreams for powering our passion and letting us do what we do. And we just want to give a huge mihi out to all of you guys for tuning in every episode, every week. We truly appreciate it. If they're far, no. Now, let's kick things off with today's on it. Today, we're just going to keep it nice and smooth, man. Both of us have had a pretty long day, a pretty busy day. It's a pretty busy week ahead. So we're just going to get into the mahi today. So we're just going to go through our regular catch-up, paper, scissors, rock, and then we're just going to break down all of the games from last week. So that includes the women's game and all of the round 14 games. As we sort of prepare ourselves for round 15, this is like the middle of the season now. We've hit peak middle season. Mm-hmm. This season's flying by. There's some movers and shakers. There's some teams that are performing like suspiciously well. And I've put your club in that suspicious category. Someone needs to drug test some of those guys, man.
Nah, mate, we just on. We're turning the tide, I told you.
Hey, but anyway, before we get into it and before we roast someone's beloved Tigers, let's get into a bit of a paper, scissors, rock, my G. You know how it goes. Every week, every episode, we rock it off with a bit of paper, scissors, rock. It just works how every other game of paper, scissors, rock works. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. Man, we've lost count of who's won what after, it's just whoever wins on the day has the mana.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And up.
Ooh.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, shoot. And up. The reverse psychology worked. I really risked it all for that one. He's held the same form for multiple runs. This time, I swear, if we both pull a rock, he's gonna change.
Oh,
that was just my thinking.
I thought that I wanted to throw paper first, and I was thinking about it on the way down, but it was too late, and I was like, probably should have went paper there. And then we went up rock. I was like, probably thinking when I threw it, I actually thought I should have went back to rock. I did the thing. It was like the two things I wanted to throw, I didn't throw. It was too late. It's like it was already there, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But oh well, it is.
Because I had a feeling you'd mix up because every other time you've gone double, and if we've gone the same, then you just die with it.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, he went scissors last time. I beat him first pot. So if he goes rock and I've gone rock, I was like, surely he changes and I change. And I hope we go opposite. I hope he changes thinking I'm staying, and I hope I change thinking he's changing.
Some deep analysis there, eh? Sometimes it is, because you're right. If it's same after that second one, it's no longer about who wins. It's about who changes, right? And you could lose, but if you didn't change, then it's you might have technically won, but I won. You know what I mean?
Hey, facts, brother. But man, what was your weekend like, bro? What'd you get up to? How you been?
Weekend was buzzy, bro. I ended up sober driving the boys. Funny, eh? Me, of all people, sober driving the boys. That was fun. That was random. wasn't planned. It just kind of happened. But it was good. Chilled out. We've started another 8-week challenge at BFT. First one is a coach, and I've been given the honour and privilege of being head coach of one of our 2 teams. At BFT Tauranga, we have 2 teams each challenge, Team Hustle, Team Muscle. I've been part of Team Hustle now since I've been there. This is my first challenge, so now I am the lead coach, which it's a bit of responsibility, but pretty cool to lead the team and try my hand at leading us to glory. But yeah, that's pretty much been me. Yeah, what about you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, over the weekend, just sort of put the final touches on the bike. We've got it ready to go to start filming more content on another channel to drive people to this channel.
Yeah.
So we're trying to create that funnel. We're trying to create different avenues of content creation. Plus, I've been seeing some New Zealand motorcycle creators, and they're getting sponsored off of like 2,000 subs. I'm like, oh, how do you get sent all this free stuff? You like, Loki, your content boring. I'm only here because you get sponsored, and I'm just trying to see what you do differently to what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've run a few test runs on the camera. It fits perfect. It films really well and clear. The audio picks up. You can still hear the wind noise, but you can hear my voice clearly in the helmet, which is good. So yeah, and then we've come up with a name. I think we're going to roll with two-wheeled Māori. Yeah. I mean, shit, it is what it is. It gives us enough flexibility to still, have that cultural element, but then still ride hard with the motorbike stuff. So that's what we've got coming up, and I think we should be dropping a video, hopefully by this weekend, I think, on that channel. So look out for the two-wheeled Māori. Oh, no, just two-wheeled Māori. Yeah, crack up little name there. Two-wheeled Māori.
I'd expect nothing less.
So yeah, no, looking forward to having some fun and doing something a little bit different. You know what's crazy? Because I did a few practice runs, funnily enough, with just the camera and the helmet and just trying to get used to talking. Those couple of episodes where you've left me high and dry, brother, it's helped me in the helmet.
Sorry, man.
It's helped me in the helmet just be able to direct the conversation as well as abuse people. That's what I'm king of on those roads is people pull out in front of me, I just abuse the shit out of them in my helmet. So yeah, if you're into that kind of content, Estefano, look out for Two Wheel Māori on YouTube. I think that's the only place I'll be posting content in the beginning, but we'll see if we grow into like Instagram and short form content. I do have some reels actually done up of our stuff. I just haven't posted it yet. I'm just kind of doing some final touches. I think I've got about 10 or so clips from previous episodes, so look out at the iwi. Those will be dropping in maybe this week. We'll drop some this week, eh? We'll try to get some content, or not content, some more whānau joining the practice squad. I mean, I love having everyone that we do have in this practice squad, but let's grow this whānau into a iwi. Let's have a practice squad iwi
Let's
out
do
here,
this.
man. Oh, but yeah, I'll tag you in those too. You just gotta. Yeah, I gotta tag us so that way it comes up on both of our feeds, and then we just gotta share it and try and get some more listeners. And if you're a new listener from the reels, yeah, welcome to the practice, right? Yeah. Oh, don't mock us. Don't go back to the old episodes.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
that. just stay in the now. We stay in the now. That's the past. We leave the past in the past. We're in the now. But let's go over to Thursday night. It's Newcastle. They called it Blue Castle last week. Yeah, they were calling it Blue Castle. As New South Wales. Do they have like a different name? They just Sky Blues. New South Wales Sky Blues took on the Queensland Maroons. It was the women's game, and man, conditions were terrible that Thursday evening, but that didn't deter the fans. They had 25,782 people show up in the pouring rain. Most parents with young daughters watching the next generation of Wahine Toa taking on just an epic battle. And that's what it was. It was an epic battle. People might say low-scoring contest, boring, not much action. But I'm telling you, there was action. And I'm all about that action, boss. If you know me, like, far out. As wet as it was, you still had the speedsters doing the most. Like, we saw Jamie Chapman try and make a break on the outside, but just lost her footing because of the wet grass. Jess Surgis had, I don't know how many tough runs. She had some angry runs. You know how, I can't remember what show it is, but in the NFL, they have this thing called angry runs. Jess Surgis, she'd be like headlining a lot of those angry runs. But for me, my player of the night, well, outside of, what's her name? Tamika Upton, because she was the one, I'm pretty sure, that slotted that kick. No, it was Lauren Brown. Never mind. But anyway, they look the same. All wearing a Maroons jersey. Does care. But back to my favourite player, Caitlin Johnston. Fuck, she can bang, man. She's just putting hits on all these poor Wahine coming through the middle, man. She just go boom, shock one to the ground. They get up, play the ball, then she makes another hit on the next player. I'm like, fuck. Someone give her a Powerade, bud, because she's earning it tonight, bro. She's just, in there putting in the mahi. Big performance from both teams, really. And in those conditions, they put on an outstanding show. Now, the Maroons won this game 11-10. They stole it in the 68th minute. It is a 70-minute game. They play 35-minute halves. Is that how that works? That's math, eh?
Yeah.
35 minutes makes 70. Yeah. Which means this game is now tied up. We go to a, what do they call that? Series decider. When is that game?
That game is, let me have a look real quick, 27th of June.
27. Oh, that's at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
Man, y'all gotta go check that out. Is that another one where it's the day after the boys? Must be, eh?
Yeah, it sure is. It is a Thursday game.
Awesome. Where's that one being held, do you know?
This one is in Queensland Country Bank Stadium, Townsville.
Cowboys home ground. Ooh, That'd be a sellout, I reckon, up there. That'd be a good one. It's going to be a tough game for New South Wales to come away with a win there, but they can do it. They can do it. This is, if the weather stays fine, I reckon we're going to have an interesting game of footy. Ellie Brigginshaw definitely looked comfortable there in that halfback position. She steadied the ship and really was part of that second half comeback for the Queensland team. She just kicking game on point, man. She was what the Blues needed on Wednesday night, replacing Nico Hines with her kicks, man. She was just, on point. She knew exactly where to place them. It's like she had that ball on a string. But overall, great game. Great to see the women's game getting as much recognition as it is. And I know there's a whole bunch of newly inspired young girls out there ready to pull on either of those two jerseys in the near future. Do you have any thoughts or opinions on that game there, brother?
No, not really. Congratulations to the Maroons for picking up the win and, making us go 0-2 on Origin predictions. So, yes, congratulations to them. And it seems like it continues the tradition of Thursday night bangers. It might just have to be that Thursday night games are just automatic Thursday night bangers because it's been nothing but banger after banger. If first game of the week has been one of the best every week this year. And obviously with it being the Girls' Origin, that was no different. But no, not really. I think our gripe with what of Origin, and these late kickoffs. They just don't help us, at all. We understand, we're on the side of this, but damn, help the brothers out,
Damn.
Going off what you said about that prop, the one that's doing all the hits, that's one thing, you notice in the women's game to the men's game, like big hits are I feel as though more frequent, right? And they look like they hurt more too, man. Those big boppers, man, when they get hold of the little one, it's just something. It's what makes the women's game so exciting is that their hits are just almost feel more bone rattling than the guys, man. It's just crazy. It's so fun to watch. But yeah, man,
Ooh,
we're
yeah.
looking to see who does that decider. Because game one was at Suncorp. The Sky Blues or Baby Blue Girls were able to get up. Can he do it again? I don't know. This is the first 3-game series, right? This is the first decider. Yeah, game 3. Last year, obviously, there was only 2, and they went 1 each, so went to points differential, which was dumb. And now they've done the
That's the
right
worst.
thing. Now they've gone to a game 3. So let's see what happens in game 3, and no doubt their Thursday night will be another banger of a game.
Hey, I just want to say one thing about Caitlin Johnston, man. I bet she don't fold washing, she just fold people. Bang! She a beast. All right, round 14 kicks off on Friday night at 10 p.m. Thank you, NRL. 10 p.m. We love that for us. The St George Illawarra Dragons host the helpless West Tigers, and it feels like for this team, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know how things change, but boy, was it an inspiring performance, I think, for the Dragons. You've got Lomax backing up from playing Origin 2 days ago, where he was pretty much one of the best players on that New South Wales side. You've got Ben Hunt, who Tu says was the hooker of the match last week during Origin. I had different opinions, but he was backing up. Then you've got Jaden Sewer, who also played in Origin, and he was backing up. And all 3 of these players starting. Now, not just starting, but how many minutes did these boys play? We've got, let's take a look at Lomax played the 80, Sewer played 40, Hunt played 80. So these boys didn't take this as I played Origin 2 days ago, I'm still sore, let me just coast. And it's the Tigers, we're up 50-14. Take us off. No, they stayed out there and played the whole damn game. They dominated that game. How many points did frickin' Lomax score in the end there?
Lomax.
Because he scored like 9 out of 9 conversions. He kicked the penalty goal and scored 3 tries.
That's a total of 32 points.
Damn. That's elite. That's elite, man. To back up Origin performance, and it wasn't like he was on the bench for most of that game, came on in the last 20 minutes and played, the garbage time game. He was trying his damnedest out there. He scored a try in Origin, and he scored 3 on Friday. And I don't think they were the only ones coming off of an Origin backup where they tried to prove that they are still there and performing for club level. So this was a complete and utter dismantling of a Tigers side who, might I say, were up. I think it was 10-0 at one point?
Yeah.
Was it 10-0?
10-0,
it was 10-0. And for that 15 minutes, it looked like they were in real good control of this game. I was like, wow, okay, Tigers aren't messing around. They're here to play ball. And then all of a sudden I think it changed at about the 17th, 18th minute. Penalties start creeping in, back-to-back penalties, and then Dragons start building up momentum. And once they gained that momentum, it didn't quite stop. Although just on the cusp of halftime, Alex Seyfarth gets over the line and Tigers go into the sheds 14-12 into the half. So I'm like, okay, Tigers still holding on here, but the Dragons aren't dead yet. They've managed to creep back into this game, and then the second half kicked off, and it felt like the Tigers kind of just wanted to roll up and get back in the sheds and go back on holiday. It's all going wrong for Vince's West Tigers, and I think that Crusaders curse has finally hit them strong, because what's even worse is Lachlan Galvin's management has reached out to upper management at Tigers. He's wanting a release from the club after earlier on in the season saying he's happy with the club and he wants to stay there. Is this just a young buck, unhappy with where he is, unhappy with losing, so he wants to fuck off somewhere else and try go glory hog those ways. He can't, grind out those tough times. Because, I mean, if you're going to jump ship when a ship's sinking, that's not the mentality I want when you're on my team. I want a dog that's willing to stand up with the breathers and just go, fuck it, let's turn the ship around together, rather than go, nah, fuck, I want outs, G. I can't do this anymore. We're sinking, we're losing, we suck. And on top of that, Jaden Sullivan, I think I've read this afternoon, has been granted early release to Super League. Hull FC is looking at him. So I think, because he was supposed to stay until next year. So Tigers are really looking to clear up some salary cap. And is it all to try and keep Stefano, or is there bigger plays at hand?
Yeah, you make some good points there about the hapless Tigers and how shit they are and how shit they've been this year. But yeah, man, look, I mean, I think the Lachlan Galvin situation, one thing I read last week is that he's been injured for a little bit. His hand, I think, is killing him, and he's been taking injections to get through each game. And I believe his agent was not happy about it, was not happy that he's playing through an injury. I mean, he's young. We've seen what he's capable of. He could be, a future star for a long time to come, someone you can build a club around, really. So yeah, but it seems that his management were not happy that he's been playing with an injury. But if he doesn't play, I mean, who else they got? I mean, I think Aiden Caesar's due back from his suspension. And Jaden Sullivan, yeah, I mean, they need to let him go because he's been shit as well. I mean, he didn't have the greatest game. He made a few vital mistakes in that game, and it just got into his head. I mean, he got sin bin, didn't help. I think he let in a penalty try. No, actually, that's how the sin bin happened. It would have been a try if he didn't get involved. I think he bumped someone off their line. But anyway, it is what it is, and the Tigers need to figure something out because I don't know where you go from here. And yeah, like you said it, their first 15 minutes they were in the game, bro. When they don't make errors, like when they complete their sets, they're actually a good team. They shift the ball left to right. Their first try was really, really well played. I think they went right 3 times in a row. And on the last play, they faked to go left Garvin's way and they went back towards Jaden Sullivan. He put that kick in and it was try time. They were rolling, in fact, and I thought, they're clearly up for this game. And I believe it was off a kick, someone got a break. They went down left. They got around him. And then it was a knock on. It was literally like the second tackle knock on just on the St George's side of half. And then it just started. From there, it was downhill. It started happening. Penalty, 6 again, all that stuff. And I just read a stat because I went to bed at halftime. Again, we love these 10 a.m. 10 p.m. kickoffs. Boy can only stay up for so long, man. We got work the next morning. And then, I didn't think I'd be waking up to that scoreline. And then I think there was a stat somewhere said that the Tigers only completed 4 sets in the second half.
Damn.
You wonder why you got 40 put on you in that second half, Only completing 4 sets? I'd assume you'd have 20 sets, right? I mean, most sets go for about a minute and a half. So you'd assume you're going back and forth. You're getting close to 20 sets and a half. And you only complete 4 of them. Just a recipe for disaster. Zach Lomax, that dude is a superstar. Still can't believe that they let him go and that he's going to para on unders. You know what's crazy? Had he waited a little bit longer, he would have been, he's gone for under, so he's taken less to go to para. He could have went to another team and got close to, I'm talking 850, 900. That's the form he's in.
Roosters and played centre.
That's what we were talking about, right? We talked about it earlier in the season, but he chose to go there. I think he might have just went a little bit early, man. A little bit early. I think the
frustration got the most of him in that aspect, eh?
Yeah, because the coach that signed him, he got fired. Not even there. So whoever knows what's going to happen there, but no, Zach Lomax.
I think I know why he's not at the Roosters, though.
Why?
Because his ex plays for the women's team.
True.
Yeah. So Jess Surgis is his former partner. So she's in the women's team at the Roosters. I think she's still there.
Yeah.
Which would make sense why Roosters wasn't on his radar. Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, like this was other domination.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Tigers, sort your shit out. Benji, I don't know what you gotta do, bro. Jerome Luai cannot get there soon enough. I know they're talking about, a lot of people said they shouldn't have signed him, they ever paid him. But look what your team's putting up, man. You just need players. And Luai is definitely a player. You've got him, you got Taruva, Stefano. I think they offered him a bumper deal, like upgrade, and it looks like he's going to go to the market.
Damn.
Yeah.
All he needs is just to get picked up for Origin.
Yeah, right. But do we think he's going to get picked? I mean, is he in your Origin team?
Nah, well, like, if I'm dropping someone in the forwards, low-key, I'm dropping Travojevic, but he's the captain.
Yeah.
So he won't get dropped this series. So
and,
he's...
right, even if you do drop someone, right, is he the one that's going to get picked up?
Nah, low-key, if I drop Travojevic, Mitchie Barnett's going in.
See? So we both assume he's not going to get picked in that game too, which means he's going to go to the market and probably take unders to play somewhere else. That's crazy. Coming to the Bulldogs, you won't.
Nah, I don't think he will. I reckon he'll end up somewhere stupid like the Rabbitohs.
The Rabbitohs? I was thinking somewhere dumb like the Storm.
Nah, that's a smart move. Somewhere dumb's going to the Rabbitohs. Look what happened to Jack Whiten. Speaking of the fucking Rabbitohs, Saturday night, Cbus Super Stadium, the Gold Coast Titans hosted the Bunnies just to get smacked up in their own stadium. I didn't watch this game, full disclosure. I was actually out repairing the bike. I had, to do some maintenance on the bike. So that's what I was doing. But one question I want to ask is, who the fuck let Jai Arrow kick a conversion?
Oh, look, it's getting silly when you let a forward take the conversion. I'd never noticed that until you pointed it out. But I'm assuming it had to be right out in front, right? Why else would it take a kick?
So.
Yeah. But, hey, I did tell you about this game, in our preview show, if you watched it on Tuesday. Rawiri had the Titans and I had the Rabbitohs. I just thought all the ingredients were there. We finally got the halves pairing that we've been waiting for all fucking year long, with Jack Whiten and Cody Walker as the halves, Latrell at the back, and Alex Johnson on that wing. I just thought the ingredients were there, and I don't think they'll do that. I'll tell you that much. I don't think they would put 40 on them. I don't think they would win, but not like that. And just shows how scary they can be. So yeah, it's pretty stoked with the win. Pretty stoked with the hide.
It was a sorry ass game for the Titans by the looks.
And it begs the question, man. It's only one game. State of Origin 2's coming up, right? Latrell Mitchell.
Nah.
Still can't
I'm not
do
sold,
it.
man.
Not sold.
Not sold.
Oh.
One game against the third worst team in the comp.
Here's my thing about it, right? I think there are just players that are just made for Origin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget that series that him and Travojevic Turbo pretty much single-handedly won. And just utterly
4 years
dominant,
ago?
baby. Yeah, it has been a while, and I don't think he's played an Origin game since. Or maybe he's played one. Because it was...
People be living in the past.
Hey, look, all I know is that every time he plays Origin, shit happens. I'm actually not sure if he's lost an Origin series. I know he's definitely lost a few games, but I don't know if he's lost an Origin series yet. Maybe something to look at, I don't know.
One thing I want to say, and this is not a knock to Latrell at all, like he is a phenomenal talent. I'm not saying that, like you already know, we have no Latrell hate on this show.
Yes.
I'm just saying, from a logical point of view, is his defensive prowess up to fitness to defend 80 minutes in Origin as well as attack? because we've seen this season some lackadaisical defense from Latrell. He'll strike on offense, but he'll let in a couple of tries. He'll just have some half-hearted tackles. I did see some highlights of a lot of good concerted effort to make those tackles, but I also see one where he just had an arms tackle, and it must have been the Cam Pereira try where they got in. But at Origin level, who'd he be guarding? Valentine Holmes?
I don't know. Probably. I think the difference is that one, it's Origin, and as we saw on the first game, everyone picks their game up, right? So there's a different intensity at Origin to club. We know that. Secondly, and probably the most important one, is that he's playing centre, not fullback. So he's not running as much. He's kind of on that one side. So his channel of defense, right, is just where he is. He doesn't have to swing from side to side and get all those running meters in. So I think that's like the two biggest things. Because, yeah, you're right. There's been moments where his defense has been terrible, just arm tackles. And most of it, to be honest, he gives up in the play. Like, I've seen him plenty of times in defense where he just gives up. He's like, I can't get there. So he just doesn't even try to get there. In Origin, where he only has to play one side, defend 5 meters to the left and right, I think he can do that. And if his state ask him to, I think he could put on a hell of a performance. But that's if he gets picked. If he doesn't, then because I think the centers for game one, they did their job really. I thought they were good. Critter was next level amazing, and then actually Suwali, I take that back. Yeah, yeah. Dude just wrecked the whole fucking night. Yeah. But look, good to see the boys get a dub. I think they could build off this. They better keep going forward with Jack White and Cody Walker in the halves. They want to trial at the back. Be interesting to see what happens when that rookie comes back. Jai Gray? Is it? The fullback?
Yeah.
The little wee thingy? Yeah, where the child then gets shifted to centre and Jai Gray goes back there. Be interesting to see what happens, but I think this is one they can build on. The Titans, hard luck, you just got owned. On to next week, I think.
I think Jai's back now. I don't see him in their injury list at all.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
So
I mean,
he's healthy. I don't know if he's playing. We'll have to find out later tonight when the team lists get released. Back to your injury concern. When is the next State of Origin game on the 26th?
Yes.
That gives Bradman Best one game. One game to prove he's still as fit as he was when he got injured. Because if Bradman Best is healthy, he's in that centre position, man. Because before he went down, he was like the night's shining light. And he was unfortunate to get injured, and that's why he is where he is currently. And then I also thought Jesse Ramian and Katoni Staggs both put strong efforts in against one another later on that Saturday night. So,
That's the question, right? Who's going to be that other centre?
Yeah, if Latrell has a good game this weekend, so if he has another good game this weekend, I'd be more inclined to see it. But I just haven't seen enough consistency from him throughout this season and enough defensive effort for me to give it. And I'm not a coach, obviously. I'm just some cunt that sits on the couch watching a game. But I just wouldn't feel comfortable giving him the nod over guys that play in that position week in and week out and give their all in that position. Also, speaking of injuries, I just was scrolling through some. Fuck you, Joseph Suali'i.
Oh, no way.
Reece is out till round 17.
Is he? What?
Till round 17 with that concussion.
Wow. Is that the 11 days?
It must be more because it must have been too severe.
Yeah, that's more, right?
One. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bro did go to sleep on the field, had a quick nap. But man, wow, fucking hell, Swally. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
No, I'm
nah,
depressed. Let's move on,
yeah, well,
eh?
well, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this when it comes up to the game after this next one. However, it is now over to the second game of Saturday night. Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. The Cowboys hosted the New Zealand Warriors. And one thing about this weekend I noticed was that these Cowboys, they just they look like a team. Well, they didn't look like it. They were a team that once the Warriors started scoring a little bit more and they were getting a little bit loud and a little bit confident with it, they tried to start a fight. There was a few instances there when they were trying to start a fight. Chad Townsend was getting grumpy with them trying to bar up. That's why they both got sent off, him and Harris DeVito.
Oh, yes.
Just grubby play. Before Harris DeVito got sent off for throwing the ball at Townsend's head, or didn't throw it, he just kind of dropped it on his head. Ref sent him off. Tohi goes, "Oh, why don't you have a look at it and see what caused that to happen?" Well, the play before that, they tackled out a Cowboy player, and then for some reason Townsend reckons, "Come on then, Harris DeVito, that's us." And then Marcelo comes over going, "Boy, leave my guy alone." Pushes him away. He doesn't look at Marcelo. He just keeps going back at Harris DeVito. I'm like, boy, because Marcelo will land you in the dome, boy. You ain't getting up from that one. Leave Harris DeVito alone. But yeah, this was a great game for the Warriors, and we had a little bit of skepticism around the Warriors. Not saying that they were going to lose this match, but we were just uncertain if bringing all of the boys that got injured before they went on this little bit of a run would be detrimental to the Warriors' performance. It turned out it's not detrimental, and toot toot, the wagon's going again, full steam ahead. Man, Warriors fans are coming out of the woodworks all over again, going, "Oh yeah, up the ass." But here's one question I do want to pose to you. Te Maire Martin looks so comfortable and so dominant wearing that 7. When Sean comes back, do we keep Sean on the bench and bring him in as an impact player every now and then, just to spark a little bit of offense with some tired forwards? Bring him in as the 14th man? Do you have him at the 6, or do you throw him in at 7, or do you leave him in reserve grade for a little bit longer, get his feet under him again, and then pull him out closer towards the end of the season if the Warriors are still within that top 8?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, I think he's too good to be 14, too good to be playing reserve. I think you just give him as long as he needs. If he's only, I don't think he comes back till he's 100%. So if he's 75%, Te Maire Martin's been running it so well along with Harris DeVito, you just give him another week. Right? And if he gets to next week and he's 90%, could probably play, but has something might go wrong, just give him another week. I say you just prolong his rest, really. Just let the boys carry the ship or steer the ship for now, because they're doing a good job at it. But I think when he comes back, he's adept at playing 7 and 6, right? So I don't think it really matters what number he has. And he's just so dominant. He's naturally going to be the one calling the shots when he gets back. But hopefully Te Maire Martin can just maintain what he's doing and just maintain the form that he's in, because he's been doing really, really well. I can't see him being a 14. I think he'll just be lost there. And if he comes in to try and provide a spark, he might be forcing things a bit too much. So, yeah, I think I could see Harris DeVito moving to that 14. So, yeah, that would be my one. Just take longer, give him more recovery time, get him fully fit and ready before you make the call to bring him back. There's no need to rush him. Not how the boys are going at the moment. Not how Te Maire Martin's leading them around. Yeah. Random fact: he was at a BFT. I think he's either gonna be at like a BFT on a Saturday soon. I seen it on Insta. One of the BFTs, whatever one he goes to, or maybe he owns it. we're promoting it. Yeah, come work out with the Warrior, and it was to Mighty Martin. I don't know if they've already done it. I think they might have because they had the bye last week. Yeah. It would have been during their bye week. He went back to one of the BFTs, not sure, and worked out with the classes on Saturday. So that was funny. Yeah, so that was crack up.
Crack up. Good on the cunt. Me. One thing I want to say about this Warriors side, and I love to see it, I picked this guy as my mystery guess who player at the start of the year when we were playing games in the midst of starting this journey. I love seeing Adam Pompey do well, man. He copped so much hate last year. I love seeing him do well, and he looks so comfortable in that 4 jersey. So here's the next sort of curveball. Where does Roger play?
That is the question, right? Where does he play? I mean, weren't people wanting to see him on the wing? But if he gets shifted to wing,
everyone wants to see him fullback. I want to see him on the wing.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone does want to see him at fullback. In a way, a good problem to have for the Waz, but also, right, like this is RTS we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you would expect them to get picked, and it might be Pompey that gets dropped because it's more than likely would be him, right? And Rocco Berry will keep the spot. Or maybe it's similar to the Holmes and Origin one. If SJ isn't back, but RTS is, you get Berry's the one that gets dropped, and Rocco and Pompey, kicks. And Pompey is the centre because he's the kicker.
Yeah,
that could be.
That's something. Hey, the plot thickens there. The plot thickens. Let me have a quick look. Hold on. Let me have a quick look. When is the bro due back? But Sean's back this week apparently.
Oh yes.
And Roger's next week.
Oh, well then that solves that issue then. But good problems to have at the Waz. They show that they got a little bit of depth there at the back. They seem to be rolling. I mean, there was a point there, right? You weren't off the wagon, but you saw a bus stop up the head getting ready to push the buzzer. You're getting ready to push that buzzer, and now you're full back on, full ahead. I was never on nor off. I just watched from afar, and I like to see them do well, and I'll always, have a soft spot for the Waz. And man, yeah, it was a good game. They absolutely dominated them. Well, I wouldn't say dominate them, but they had patches where they were just on form. So yeah, it was good to see them do their thing. Yeah, they did. Unfortunately, there was a moment that someone that we absolutely love on this podcast, Griffin Neem or Naume. I must admit, I did watch the brother AFB run over him. I was like, oh no. I was like, come on, Neem, you got him. No, he did not. And if a no Blake just went laid a ball. Oh, so that was one of those moments where I was like, oh no, not to the bro. But hey, Griffin Naume, you're not the first person who's going to run over, and you're certainly not going to be the last. It happens. It's just league, brother. You'll be back. You'll be better.
Get him next time, brother. Get him next time.
Get him next time, mate. Get him next time.
You got this, brother.
That was just, hard to watch that one, but unfortunate.
Welcome to the league, they say. It's a welcome to the... What was your welcome to the league moment? That might be it, brother. That might be it.
That was... oh, man. That was ratchet.
If we ever, not if, but when we start getting guests on the show, I want to ask them, mate, what was your welcome to the league moment? Who was someone that put you on a poster? Who was someone that snapped your ankles? What was your welcome to the league moment, man? That's a question I'd love to ask.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of those ones that you would love to know as fans, eh? And you hope it's an unexpected answer, not the superstars. That's kind of classic, but that also proves why they're superstars, because superstars make good players look bad. But I
want to hear some Kirk Gidley stories, like who got welcome to the league by Kirk Gidley. That would be crack up. Apparently he works in real estate or some shit now, or marketing.
True.
Randomly.
Interesting.
All right, let's get this over and done with. Saturday night, the Brisbane Broncos at Suncorp Stadium hosted the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. And I think this is the first time since maybe 2019, 2020 where we've lost back-to-back games at Suncorp Stadium in front of our home crowd. We obviously had a bye week last week, but the week before that we lost to the Titans at home. And now we invite the Sharks up without their star player, Nico Hines. And yeah, we lose that game too. Because our boys decide they want to play with no heart. No mana. No mana.
Talk about it, man. You need to tell us what happened, brother. We had this picked as an easy dub for your boys, and they pulled this up.
We did, man. We did. This was a game they should have won. This was a game they should have been in control from the outset. Yeah, Paddy Carrigan backing up from an outstanding Origin performance, putting the team on his back to be surrounded by how many other players on this team? 1, 2, 3, 4. By 16 other brothers. Maybe we'll take Payne off that list. 15 other brothers that couldn't get the job done. 15 other brothers didn't want to stand up and make some... No, never mind. I'm going to take that back. Jordan Ricky had a pretty solid game. Tony had a pretty solid game. Everyone else, what's that? What does that leave me? My math. 14? We'll go with 14. That's 14 other guys on this team. And what do they want to do? They just want to play silly buggers out there like it's tiddlywinks. Playing this game like they don't want to win. Playing this game with no mana, no heart, no drive, no intensity. The Sharks came out. They brought that intensity. We couldn't match that. We had Tony Staggs trying to match it. He looked like he was trying to put out his audition for Origin Game 2. We had Ezra Mam. I don't know where he went. He went missing in that game. I seen more of Jock Madden in that game. Ezra Mam looked like he was backing up from Origin. He didn't even get on the field. And don't get me started on Fletcher Baker. Fletcher, don't be playing no more. If Xavier Willison, man... Please don't have another kid during the season, brother. Make them be birthed at the end of the season. My guy. I'm not saying it's your fault that we lost this game, but if you were there, Fletcher Baker wouldn't be. And if he wasn't on the team, he wouldn't have had how many errors? I'm pretty sure we defended a mean set. We just get the ball. He's the second hit up. We're 15 out. Drops it cold. Brother, you're doing laps at the end of this. At the end of the night, you're doing laps. Corey Oates, my bro. We had some good years, brother. We had some mean years. Some would say fantastic. I would say it's time to move on. Go to greener pastures, my bro. I've had enough. I've had enough, man. There's only so much a brother can take. Where is Jordan Pereira, man? Where is anyone else that can play on the wing? Jesse has it back till next week. I need Jesse back, man. Far out. Oh, brother. Tristan, I mean, you did the best with what you had. You didn't know you were playing till Wednesday. Who's this Jack Goisiewski?
Oh, he's the one. He's the one that you traded in the player swap to the Cowboys, I believe.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's where he came from.
Get better, cuz. Get better. Go back if you have to. You're not welcome anymore, brother. Back-to-back losses with this team. We only lost Flegler and Herbie. Those are the two key players that we lost last season. Capewell, yeah, he wasn't doing too much, and we got Pia Kuta, so I'm kind of happy with that. But Flegler, probably our biggest loss, and then we've replaced him with Xavier Willison. He's a menace off the bench, and he fits this Broncos ethos. So what I'm saying is this. We're getting close to needing the likes of a Brad Arthur come in and clean up this mess. Because I'm looking at Kevy like, brother, you've got the tools for the past 3-4 years. You got us to the grand final last year, but this year the team doesn't look like we did last year. We don't even look like a shell of ourselves last year. I feel like we've upgraded in the centre with Sal and Cobbo moving there from the wing. I feel like Dean Mariner was not, a step up from Cobbo, but he's a great replacement for Cobbo on that wing. So I feel like we haven't lost a step there. In fact, I think our back five is probably one of the best in the comp. I'll put it up against any other back five.
Yep.
We got Walsh, Arthurs, not Corey, Arthurs. If it's Corey, then we probably got the worst back five in the comp. But if it's Arthurs, I'd say we could match some of these top back lines. Speed, agility, we've got it all. But that's enough about me bagging on the Broncos. Let me give some credit to these Sharks real quick because they deserve it, man. They played, physical footy. They played like up front. They kept us on the back foot. They shut down big plays and they had us defending our line back to back to back. And, we are one of the worst defending teams in the comp. I think we're 9th in terms of defending teams in the comp. So we're the 9th. Is it 9th best or 9th worst? Who knows? Probably about the same. But our defensive stats aren't the best. We managed to stay in it. We managed to hold them out for a little while. But eventually, the floodgates started to open and, Sharks took over. I think it was really off the back of, what's his name? Braden Trindle. And a lot of the mahi the forwards did up front. Talakai, he was wicked. He played phenomenally. Ramian had some good jams. Couture, he's been in some form lately too, old Couture. A couple of games now has been balling out. So, well done, Sharks. They deserved that win. Broncos just, didn't show up for one another. I don't know when they're going to start showing up for one another, and if Xavier Willison can't play next week and they have to put frickin' what's his name back on, don't put Fletcher Baker back in this team ever again. Leave him in Queensland Cup, man. Go play for frickin' what is it? Burleigh Bears down there on the Gold Coast. Go play for what's that Logan team?
No, not the Magpies. Nah.
Is it? I don't know. Someone anyway. But go bugger off. Go back there, brother. It's just you're causing more headaches than good on this team. I don't know why you keep getting picked. You're causing more headaches than good. But I'll hand it over to you, man.
Yes. Let me carry on about this game. The Sharks, man, they continue to confuse me. I don't know if they're contenders, pretenders, a legit threat. We said at the start of the game, towards the start of the season, right, they hadn't played anyone that decent. That's why their record was so good. And then they went through that slump and were like, oh, yep, told you that they were just pretenders that whole time. And they pull this game out, which seems like out of nowhere, considering they didn't have Hines, who pretty much runs the show over there. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a Broncos win, and the fact that the Sharks pulled it out leads me back to where I started, which is I just have no idea about the Sharks team. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. I just don't know. But their back five, as you talked about it. We've seen what's his name, Talakai. He started again, but he started in the second row this time, and seems like he had one hell of a game. So, he just seems like he's a luxury to have, right? He can be an elite centre, but you got not the young bro, you got Ido there doing a job. So why not bring him off the bench? Because you got Tay Wilton, who captained them, I think, last week. Really good, one of their, elite second rowers, along with Nikora. And Tay Wilton goes out, and then you just chuck him straight back into the starting side as a second row. So Talakai, one hell of a player, versatile. Look, Trindle and Atkinson. I don't know. I mean, it seems like you got some halves doing some good jobs there. Trindle, obviously, having come back recently from his what he did at the party or whatever, or his DUI. Having his troubles there, but he's back now and seems to be doing good. bit of a side note, Teraki. Teraki is a big fan of Trindaway, and he was saying like that's the half he would like to go to the Tigers. Or like, if he had his
Really?
way, yeah, he was saying he would really like Trindle to go there, and I could see why, man, because Trindle's a good player. Uh, I don't know why when Matt Moylan was there, Trindle was like the half on the bench or couldn't crack the side because you had Hines and Matty Moylan. But yeah, and he is, man. Trindle is a really, really good player. I think if he was at another team, he would have been in the starting halves a long time ago. But he's finally getting his shot, deservedly so, and he seems to be delivering. And to go on your team, is it just I call it the Penrith curse, right? It seems every team that plays them in the final, that following year, other than the Storm. So maybe it's every team that loses in the final to Penrith the following year, just no bounce back. Because you look at the 3P they've been to, right? Who was it their first one? It was Souths, right? Finally go to the final, and then Walker throws that intercepts, and they lose the game, and then look what happens since then. It's just been a downfall for them, right? The last two seasons. The Eels make it to the final, get absolutely smoked in that final, and then last year and a bit, terrible. I'd say out of the three, your team's probably doing the best, but they also hold kind of a trend. Like the Rabbitohs were leading the comp after like 10 rounds and then just nosed off a cliff. The Eels, they got off to a good start last year and just faded. You guys kind of been middle of the pack most of it this year, right? You haven't really been in that top four. So yeah, is it? I don't know. Is it a curse? Is that a thing? Like, do we think that's a thing?
Well, I'll say this. It probably is a curse, but I will say this. The team doesn't look as sharp when Reynolds isn't playing. When Reynolds is playing, the team plays a whole lot differently. We've got someone that can direct them around the park, someone that has that ball on a string with his kicking game, his passing game, his IQ and vision. He sees the game differently, and he's able to guide those boys around the park. Now we're looking at this current lineup. We're super young. Look at our halves combo. Ezra Mam and Jock Madden. They're both hella young players. Not as much XP as Adam Reynolds has, and then we're looking at Reece Walsh, someone who gets taken out almost every fucking game he plays. Because what happened to, what is it, duty of care or whatever it is that players are supposed to have when it comes to making tackles on play. Do they not know that Reece Walsh is like a meal ticket for all of them? He's not just bringing in revenue numbers for himself and for his team, but he's bringing in revenue numbers for the whole ass NRL. The NRL need to step in and support these players because you know how you were talking about superstars the other day, how to create superstars. The NRL need to get around and support these superstars. Otherwise, they'll end up retiring early. And there's not many players as electrifying as Reece Walsh is in this current era. I'd say his excitement level is up there with the likes of a Billy Slater. It's up there with the likes of a Jared Hayne. Like in their prime, they were must see TV. I think Reece Walsh is in that category of must see TV. When he's playing, all eyes on him. What's Reece gonna do? Oh fuck! He just made a break out of nothing. So, you know what I mean? Like Reece Walsh is a meal ticket for not only him, his team, but the rest of the NRL. And why are they hating on for him? Why are they hating on him for? Is it because he's such a good father? Is that why they hate on him? Because he's actually there for his kids? Is that why they hate him? Because he's actually trying to be a great father. He left the club that he was with previously, the Warriors, to move closer to his daughter, which is where they live currently in Brisbane. Is that why people hate him? Because he's a good role model outside of that mishap that he had with the Warriors around the incident with some bags of powder and stuff like that. But, he's turned his life around since having his daughter. And, he is an example for kids to follow. Is that why they hate him? Because, you've got the guys that broke his cheekbone. He's out for domestic violence. Milford can barely crack the team, and he's put on cheap shots on Reece Walsh. Swiley, he's out of the game at the end of the year, so he's got does care. Where does that protection come in from the NRL? And so those are some of the key factors that I think are the issue with this team currently, is that we do have a lot of youth, but we don't have anyone to guide them around the field. And once we lose Walsh, there goes that electrifying element that I think the Broncos really rely on. So with the Reynolds guidance and XP, Walsh's just unpredictability, his Manu Ginobili-ness, coupled with solid groundwork from our forwards like Paddy Carrigan, Payne Haas. Did you have any feedback you want us to give on that?
Nah.
All right. So I just think with the amount of youth and the lack of an experienced half, I think that's where the Broncos are kind of being hindered at the moment. Still have faith. And that's half the reason I was kind of getting off the bandwagon, because, I'm already going through ups and downs with my own team. I don't need other teams to just bring my weekends down like that. So, I got to say, 2-2 with my own team. I can be flaky with other teams and my team. I've got enough heartache to deal with this season. It feels almost like 2019, 2020, 2021 all over again. So we'll head over to Sunday, and I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't watch any of these games. I don't know what I was doing on Sunday, but it wasn't watching footy, unfortunately. So I cannot talk to these games. All I know is Tyran Wishart had a hell of a game. Congrats. I know Jerome Hughes probably would have guided the team around the park like he always do. But that's all I got for you.
Yeah, well, let me jump on the back of that, because I think I caught bits of this game. To be honest, I thought the Storm were going to smoke them. I didn't think it would be this close. I thought the Knights, off the back of the hiding we gave them, would get another hiding from the Storm. But it seemed like they showed up. They gave it a fight and they gave it a chance. Good to see that the rookie, the newbie, Fletcher Sharp, with old David Armstrong being out injured, Fletcher got to make his debut at fullback and even scored a try. So congratulations to him. And the Storm gonna storm, right? Dominant victory, it looks like. And Jackson Hastings, I've said it before, man. Like, there are times when he's the guy, he's really good. And he kind of gets lost in a shuffle. Like, he needs to be the guy, but what's wrong with him? And I think it's where he needs to get to be like at the elite level in the NRL is consistency. You have to be able to do it over and over again. And sometimes when he gets it right, he's dangerous, kind of superstar, or not superstar level, but he's good enough to where he can win you games, but he just can't do it consistently, because there are also weeks where he just goes missing. You don't even notice him, man. When you're a half and a key player of a team, right, you need to be noticed, and he just goes missing. Look, to be honest, I don't think I was ever watching this game. It was just kind of on, so I chucked it on. See the score, and I was like, go figure. But congrats to the Storm. I think with this, do they go top of the table, or?
I think they do, yeah.
Where are they?
Let me
Where's
just
this letter?
Yeah, Storm at the top, followed by Sharks, then Panthers, Dolphins, Raiders, Roosters, Dogs, and Bronx.
So Storm just know how to stay at the top. We'll be thereabouts tonight. So you guys are shit, and it brings joy to my life. Where are yous on the ladder? That's right, not in the top 8, languishing in 13. It's not looking good. Ponga should leave. Nah. Nah. We'll talk about that maybe another time, the odd Ponga situation. But I don't know what they're going to do, man. Like, last year, right, they ran off just a string of games. I think it was something like 8 or 9 wins in a row. Good enough that it pretty much got them into the playoffs. And I'm not going to lie, my Bulldogs had a big part to play in that run that they had. And it led to, Ponga who started the season and a half, got knocked out, took like 2 months off, came back and somehow wins Dally M over SJ Sean Johnson, and we kind of expected big things this year, and it just hasn't happened. But it's still early in the season, right, where they look like they're a wooden spoon contending team. They win 3 games in a row and have the bye, and that somehow leapfrogged them into like, top 8, like 6, 7. We smoked them because they're trash, and they lose another game because they're trash, and now they're all the way back to the bottom. I think what that shows us, and you've mentioned it before, is how close this competition is, man. If you lose a game, you can be top 8 and drop all the way down into, their bottom tier. And it's still anyone's season. Like, everyone still has a shot, or maybe not the West Tigers. You definitely don't because you suck. But every other team still has a chance, And I think that's one thing I've liked about this season so far, is that any team can almost beat any team on any given day. It's the team that shows up and puts in the most effort, sticks to the game plan, and doesn't make mistakes. Because what we know in today's NRL is once you lose momentum, it's just so hard to get back. And when certain teams have momentum, we're talking 30 points, 40 points in one half. That's how dominant they are, and that's how momentum is just swinging games in the NRL this year. But that's pretty much all I got for that game. Storm Knights. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, actually, you said you didn't watch either of the games, eh?
Well, I watched bits of this Panthers Eagles game, so that's the next one up, right? So we got the Panthers versus Eagles. All I know about this game is it was a battle of the wingers, man. Brian To'o come out firing, and then Tommy T replied, and he replied in emphatic fashion by hitting 3 before Brian To'o scored his next. But Brian To'o, I think he took that personally. I think he did a MJA. He took that personally, and then he scores 2 within 4 minutes of each other. He like, all right, Tommy T can't be the only one scoring 3 tries today. I'll score my 3. So Tall scores 3, and then, in the second half, Tommy T scores another. But the wingers on that night were on fire because Taruva scores a double, and then Liam Henry is what keeps the Panthers in front. Tommy T tried to keep these boys in this game. Had Ruben Garrick brought his kicking boots, they might have won this game, or at least, been able to be in the fucking thing. Because Alamuti missed 3 conversions and made 1 penalty goal. Garrick only made 1 kick, and that must have been the last kick of the game. So he almost went none for 5. That's fucking hopeless. What are you getting paid for? Daily boy, learn to kick so you can kick at origin level, and let my boy Cobbo play. That's also who didn't play a good game, I thought, from Manly. I thought DCE definitely looked like he was having a bit of a tough game, from what I watched anyway. And like I said in the group chat, it looked like all the New South Wales players who backed up this weekend came to play to really prove a point that, we might have had a loss. We might have played against, 13 men with 12. But, when it comes to club level, we're still going to put our all in for this jersey. Doesn't matter if it's a black jersey for the Panthers, a red and white one for the Dragons, or a New South Wales blue one. We're going to put our all in for these teams. And boy, did they ball out. And I'm going to say this. Is Tommy Talau, is he eligible for any origin? New South Wales. Damn. Hey, if they need a centre, he's not bad in that centre position. He ain't bad in that centre position. I was thinking, even though he was on the wing in this game, he's had a purple patch of form, as you would say there too. He's had a purple patch of form in these past few weeks. I feel like when it comes to Manly, both of us aren't too what's the word? Well versed in the Sea Eagles. But all I know is the real Tommy T is Tommy Talau.
Yeah, what a game, right? As you said, battle of the wingers. Brian To'o with that first half hat trick, and Tommy T with his own first half hat trick, and he got the 4th. And yeah, look, Paul Alamori, 3 out of 6 kicks. You would think they have another kicker, right? Because Paul Alamori wouldn't even be there if Taylor May was playing, right? So if Taylor May is playing, who's kicking? Oh, Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards.
But he's out as well.
Yeah. So
you mean
it's
to tell
Cleary,
me
Edwards, Alamoti.
You mean to tell really? It goes Cleary, Edwards, Alamori? Come
over
on, team.
Jack Cole? Like, I thought Jack Cole could at least kick. We know Luai doesn't kick too much place kicks. But, like, Jack Cole, you're a half. That's like your role.
What are we doing after trainings, you know? Are we not lining these kicks up, you know? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, are we not
putting
playing
in extras teams, right? Like, Paul Alamori?
Yeah, gone are the days, where halves kick anymore. Like, halves don't really place kick anymore, It's like random positions.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, you're kind of right, Well, I mean, right, if you're good enough to, like... And it's one of those things that if you could add that string to your bow, you know, that's always good to have. You know, Arx Holmes, that's why he's probably in the Origin team. We've mentioned it many a times. But I wanted to go, like, you know, the comment that you said before, like the New South Wales players that backed up all played good. You know, you mentioned that the Queensland players that backed up didn't really have the best games. It would seem to me, right, that one team probably celebrated a lot more than the other team after Origin wins, and maybe one team is still recovering from said win, and the other team, well, there was nothing to recover from, right? They probably just wanted to, forget that game. Let's go back to Clubland and take it out on whoever we face next. You know, I'm going to take out my frustrations of what happened on Wednesday against the team that I'm playing for my club, where the Queensland boys will probably be like, really? Like, you named me? Like, I'm still hungover, coach? Like, no, actually, I'm not even hungover. I'm still drunk, coach. Like, come on, man. Give me the week off. You know?
Well, you say that, but what about Ben Hunt? Friday night, 2 days after Origin, and he has a fucking wicked game.
Maybe he needs to drink before every game. Yeah, look, I mean, he did have a good game. I got no answer for that, man. Maybe he saw the Tigers and was like, oh, nah, I can go hard and recover in a day, you know? You know, one of those ones where you look at the schedules. Right? Yeah. You know what? Ben Hunt, surely carry on, kick on. So, nah. You're facing the Tigers. Oh, you know what? Yep. Let's kick on, and it's only the Tigers. Take care of them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that. The Panthers, I expected them to win this game, and they did just that. Luai looking pretty good at 7. He's kind of giving the Tigers a glimpse of what he can be when he is that guy. And I think he can be. He's got all the tools. He's got the leadership qualities to be a great leader. He just hasn't been asked to do that. Well, not hasn't been asked, just isn't required at Penrith, right, when you have the likes of Cleary and Isaiah Yeo there. So he just kind of plays his role, and which he's really good at. He's really good at being Robin when he's asked to play that role. But I definitely think he's got the potential to be a great Batman when given that added responsibility of leading a team. To Seagulls, again, I don't really, another team that kind of seem to be middle of the pack. And I think there's a few teams now, a group of like maybe 4 or 5 teams that just feel real middle of the pack. And you kind of don't know what to expect. Like, they're good enough to where they can beat good teams, but also bad enough to where they can lose against shit teams. Again, Anthony Seibold, I think he ambushed them the first time they played. And to be honest, I just think Ivan Cleary, the coach, was more prepared for them this time around. And I think it showed. But, yeah, man.
I think Manly take on the Dragons at home next week. So that should be an interesting game. That's two teams that are kind of evenly matched, I think.
Yeah, yep. That could be a big match for both of them in terms of their season. But yeah, man, that's me on that game.
Yeah, well, look. Do you want me to hand you the reins for this next one? You take it from here, or do you want...
I'll start, and then you can kind of take it over, because, you know, Monday night, not used to watching football on Monday night, and Monday nights I work late. So, unfortunately, I missed the whole game. I was on my way home, so
what
couldn't
a
even
Bulldogs
catch it.
fan, eh?
And but I was hearing in the chat from the boys, see how it was going, and it was a game I thought we could win, and I thought I would see how far we have come. And from the sounds of it, looks like we're gonna lose. And all I said the last minute, is that the boys looks like they were gonna get up, and I was shocked. I think I took a quick look at the score, and I think when I looked at it, was when Ben put in the chat 18-10. When you said we were up by 4 minutes left, I quickly put it on Sky Go. And the first thing I saw was the kickoff and Para get the ball back, and my heart sunk. I actually thought about turning it off. I was like, oh no, did I just jinx them? Which would have hurt even more, I think. But the boys were able to hold on. Look, I just want to say, from what the comments I've been reading, is a gutsy win. I thought last week was our best win of the season. A lot of them are saying this win has been a good one. Not too sure what happened, but I'm super proud to be a Bulldogs fan right now. We've managed to string wins together. We've got the bye. We're in the top 8. We've got the same amount of wins as we do now as we did the whole of last year. We've clearly improved. I think everyone's buying into Cameron Serrato. The players were bought. Everyone laughed at us with all the utilities. Well, our utilities have been playing great. Connor Tracy has been next level. Critter, his leadership and defense in centre, he's been instrumental. Burton, honestly, he might be on pace to win Most Improved Player of the Year. He looks like he's finally realizing his potential. His running game's back. His kicking game's on next level. And honestly, if he isn't in the 17 for Origin in Game 2, I'd be really, really surprised. And if he's not and he's 18-man again, I just don't think they want to win, to be honest with you. Reed been playing great. Josh Curran, I heard he got injured. I hope it's not too bad. He's been one of our best players all year. Once again, thank you to the Wars for letting him go. But yeah, Serrato, everyone's buying into what he's selling, what he's been talking about this whole year. His systems have been in place. The system stayed the same. It's the players that have changed, and clearly with that change has come better results. I think we can kick on from here. I'm actually now believing that we are a top 8 team and we can go to finals football this year. I think we have proven time and time again that we're there. People talked about our forwards off our bench. I've talked about it many a time, saying we need a big bopper. But honestly, with the style of play, I don't think we could do it with a bigger size bench. I don't think they would have the energy, the stamina to play the style of play that we do, and it suits us. So don't change what isn't broken. But congratulations to the boys and Parramatta Eels. Shame, you hopeless pricks. Trent Barrett, you suck. I hope they don't. Actually, I hope they hire you as coach so they can suck even more. No way that they will, because he is not a head coach material. He's an assistant coach ace. He was born to be Robin, not Batman. And Mitchell Moses, I know you're that guy, but shame. Ha! Fuck you, Eels. Get up the Bulldogs. I'll hand it over to you so you can tell me how this game went down.
Yeah, well, look, what did we say in the game just before? New South Wales players came back from camp, backed up strongly. Queensland players didn't quite do that. Now, we had Jermaine Hopgood on Queensland playing for the Eels. I don't know where he was that entire game. Let me check his minutes. Like, I'm hoping he played some good minutes, because let me just double check. Eels, click. Now we've got Jermaine Hopgood. He played 34 minutes. Okay, so no wonder I didn't see where he went. He barely played, but in his 35 minutes, he made 65 meters and took 7 hit-ups. Where's the damn tackles? Tackles, there we go. And he made 22 tackles. That's all he did all game. He played Origin almost a week ago. Why isn't he playing more minutes, man? He's one of your best forwards. I don't know why he's not playing more minutes. I'm about to give the Bulldogs their flowers shortly. I'm gonna just burn these Eels a little bit. I don't know why he doesn't play more minutes. Mitchell Moses did almost everything he could to get those players over the line. The defensive efforts of the Bulldogs were just too much. And for the most part of the first half, Dylan Brown looked like scoring almost every time he had the ball or setting up scoring plays. The defense of those Bulldogs was just too much. And I think that was the story of this game. The attacking chances the Bulldogs had, I think there was like 3 tries Matt Burton was a part of that were disallowed before he finally starts to see the needle move a little bit. And it was like, one was off his bomb. Bro, he kicked that thing out of the stadium. It came down tomorrow. And like Gutho was under it. No, this way, nah, that way. He was so unsure where that ball was going that when it finally did land, bounced into the hands of a Bulldog. They dotted it over the line. However, they were all in front of the kicker. There was about 4 or 5 of them in front of the kicker that all touched the ball. So that try was disallowed, brought back. Then there was another one. Burton cut a gap, and then he passed it off. I can't remember who he passed it to. It might have been Blake Wilson on the wing or Carrez. They dotted over the line. He gets brought back because Bronson Sherry takes out a player because he runs a line and it obstructs a defender. So that one gets brought back. Man, Burton was doing his damnedest to keep the Bulldogs in this game and try and claw it back. It was just a lot of like ill discipline from the surrounding players. Him, Steven Crichton, 2 of the best players on that field. You know, you got Mitchell Moses, who's considered as, God tier halfback. He was overshadowed by Matt Burton and Steven Crichton. Like, Crichton, man, I said in the group chat, you should put Crichton down for second half try because Benja, he was late to put on his bets. He forgot there was a Monday night game. I think about 2 minutes after I said that, Crichton gets over the line for his first try of the game. Yeah, I was like, oh, there he is. Can he get a paw tie, match the rest of the boys? Because I'm pretty sure everyone that started, in the back 5 that started for New South Wales got a triple that weekend. Lomas got the triple, Tall got the triple. I was like, come on, Critter, get you that triple, my boy. Obviously, no Tedesco and no Suali'i because the Roosters had the bye this week and Suali'i's on vacation for the unforeseen future. So I was like, surely Critter get in there for that triple. That'll just be, icing on the cake. But nah, his defensiveness and his leadership too, just through the player injuries, the sin bin. Didn't we say last week the Bulldogs actually played better when they lost the player? That's when the tide turned for the Bulldogs. When, what was his name? Kurt Mann goes off, right? He goes off. Parramatta don't score. They don't score on their whole 10 minutes, but throughout that whole 10 minutes, somehow the Bulldogs gain momentum and the Bulldogs start getting attacking footy going. They D up really well and then they just find ways to spark an offense and just keep attacking them, keep coming at them. And the Eels don't really have a reply to this. Man, full credit to the Bulldogs. I was pleasantly surprised with their efforts today. I was saying in the group chat the whole day, like the Bulldogs, if they lose this, it's because they let the team down. Like they are the better team on this field. They should be winning this game. And then found a way to finally convert their energy that they had because they really wanted this win. You could see it in the boys. Like this win meant more to them than it meant to the Eels. And you could definitely see that from the outset. Full credit to the Bulldogs. I was kind of backing whoever was not winning at that point in the minute. So at the start of the game, I was backing the Bulldogs. And then when they started scoring, then I jumped back on the Eels. And then when the Eels started scoring, I jumped back on the Bulldogs because I'm not a fan. So I could just jump on whoever's losing because it's more fun to try and, get them up. And yeah, man, when the Bulldogs got up, I was like, yo. It was just a little bit depressing for me, knowing that, that kicking ability was left on the bench during Origin because he was selected as 18th man. And again, no hate to Nico Hines. I actually think he wasn't 100% healthy during that game because his kicks were, I don't even know how to explain his kicks, but they weren't kicks, man. And just seeing, how effortless Burton's kicks are, like his kicking game reminds me of like Reynolds on steroids, just because of the height he can get with those things, man. And yeah, you guys got a real one with old postman Matt Burton, the used car salesman. Yeah. So now, full credit to the Bulldogs, man. That was a gutsy performance. They pulled that out of their arse. They deserve the bye round this week. They got a few boys off. You got Preston, who did his ankle, TBC. Josh Adokar still TBC. They've got no time frame for his return.
Nah, he's out for ages.
Curran's head knockers TBC. Hopefully his is only the 1 week, so he'll be back by the time you guys come back in. Bailey Hayward's on a head knock as well. But after the bye, Kikau's back. So there's some promise. There's some promise for you guys. Something to look forward to anyway, despite the amount of injury you guys succumbed to over this round. But yeah, gutsy performance. Full credit to the Bulldogs there. And Mitchell Moses, we need you to perform better, mate. We really do. But that's round 14 wrapped up. Can you believe it? Round 14 already. This is going by quickly. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't even know. 10?
What rounds left?
Yeah.
I think it goes to round 27, I want to say.
27, so 12 more rounds left. Can your teams make it to the 8? Can your team? Are you, Fano? Where are you currently on the ladder? Where are you currently, standing? Talking about the ladder, we'll head over to that now so you guys can get a gist of things. 2, if you read out the current ladder, and then I'll read out the current power rankings as decided by us. The practice run. So this is the practice runs power rankings. This is by no correlation to the ladder. This is where we think teams are at based on their performance, who they played, and their current form. So if you're in great form, you're more likely to jump a few places. If this was your first win, you might only move up 1, or you might not even move at all. But if you so for example, if the Tigers took down the Storm, they'd probably jump, 3 spots, even though it's their first win. They'll probably jump 3 spots just because of the enormity of beating, the Melbourne Storm. Whereas if the Panthers beat the Storm, they'd only kind of jump 1 spot because, they're neck and neck. So that's how we've worked our power rankings. But you go through the ladder, bruh, and then once you do that, I'll go through our power rankings. Presented by The Practice Run. This week's made-up sponsor, we're going to go with Kia. Kia kaha. Kia maya. Kia manawa nui. Kia kaha te reo Māori.
I was not expecting that at all. But yes, I will. Here is your NRL ladder after round 14 of the Premiership. We have in the number 1 spot, you have the Storm, followed closely by the Sharks. They're on the same amount of points. 2 points behind them is the Penrith Panthers going for their 4th peat. Surprise team maybe, but we've got the Dolphins in 4th spot with 18 points. They are tied with the Raiders, who both teams coming off the bye. Yep, the Raiders are only there because, they'll be winning enough, and their bye gave them the 2 points. In the 6th spot, you have the Roosters tied with my Bulldogs in the 7th spot with 16 points. The Broncos are also on 16 points. We are ahead of you because we have the better differential. The Dragons are also, they're 1, 2, 3, the 4th team tied on 16 points, but they find themselves outside the top 8 due to their trash points differential of minus 34. In the 10th spot, you have the Wars with everyone back on the wagon. They were 15th and tied, and rightfully so, with the Seagulls, both on 15 points due to that draw that the Wars should have lost. In the 12th spot, you have the Cowboys, who seem to just be sliding more and more along with the Knights. Could you Wouldn't have pictured it only 3 weeks ago. They were in the top 8, and now they find themselves at 13. Parramatta Eels with Mitchell Moses back in town have been improving. They are on 10 points along with the Titans, who got smoked, but they're still ahead of the Rabbitohs, again, due to their points differential. And in last place, 17th, the hapless and trash team, probably most likely to win the wooden spoon for the second time. Could it be their third time in a row? Definitely going to be the second time. You have the West Tigers stuck on 8 points with a points differential of minus 137 points. And that is your NRL ladder after round 14.
Damn. Wow, I didn't even realize the bunnies got up off the bottom. Well, with the power ranking presented by Kia, we are going to go bottom to the top. Now, it's not going to look exactly the same, but when you hear it, you'll be like, oh, yeah, it makes sense, right? So, round 13, there were no changes made because not enough teams played. So, we decided no changes will be made in round 13. So, that's why some teams are going to feel like they have a larger jump and some teams feel like they're going to have a larger drop-off. It is what it is. So, falling 2 spaces, the West Tigers go from 15th to 17th. The Eels go up 1 spot, from 17th to 16th. And the Bunnies go from 16th to 15th. Canberra Raiders stay put at 14th, coming off the bye round. The Cowboys drop from 12th to 13th. The Eagles drop from 11th to 12th. And the Knights drop all the way from 7th down to 11th. Up from 13th is the St George Illawarra Dragons. Broncos stay put for the 3rd week in a row at 9th. Coming in at 8th, down 2 spots from previous weeks, is the Gold Coast Titans. Jumping 3 spots is the New Zealand Warriors. Up 2 spots is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. And our top 5 remain unchanged. That is the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks at 5th. Redcliffe Dolphins at 4th, Sydney Roosters at 3rd, Storm in at 2nd, and at number 1, it is your Penrith Panthers. And that is your power rankings presented by Kia. Kia kaha, kia mai, kia mana wanui. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, maybe spend some time learning to do Māori this Māori Language Week this year. When is that, by the way, Māori Language Week?
Oh, damn, you got to put me on a spot like that. Has it already been, or is it coming up? Mahuru Māori?
Yeah, let's have a look. September 15th to October. That's a whole damn month.
Yeah, Mahuru Māori, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
It used to be a week. When did we get a month?
Hey, it should be all day, every day, right?
Hey, 100%. But damn, I'll take a month.
Still not long enough.
Nah, definitely not. It should be, yeah, iara. However, it isn't, and I don't think it's going to get any better. But we don't bring that kind of corridor into this space. This is a space for sports. We need all the fans we can get at this point. When we get a few thousands, then we can be picky. But we've got the team of the week, as always, presented to you by the Practice Run, sponsored by 99 Dreams. This week, do you want to do the forwards, and I'll do the forwards, and then you do the backs, because I'll add in that little controversial one that I said we should add in just for the lols.
Yeah.
Not for the lols, but
yeah.
I'll add it in because I'll remember to put it.
Deservedly so. All right, well, let me kick off your team of the week, presented to you by 99 Dreams, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is to make your dreams. There it is. All right, so at fullback, we have the return of one of the most great ones in the games, of Trell Mitchell, with his dominant performance against the Titans. At the wing, this is probably the most hotly contested position this week. And
tough.
Look, we had 3 people right? 3 people who we thought deservedly made the team, but 3 doesn't go into 2. All right, so unfortunately, someone had to miss out. Zach Lomax, after scoring 32 points, 3 tries, was not someone that missed out. He made the team, which left the other position, the other winger. Funnily enough, they played in the same game and they both scored hat tricks in the first half. We went back and forth. One got the dub, but the other one got the 4th try. At the end, we thought, look, obviously getting the 3 tries is great, but it's just so rare and so hard to get 4 tries in one game. That's literally a once in a lifetime type of game. So we gave the nod to Tommy Talo, who makes our team of the week, but we have to give an honourable mention to Brian To'o. Moving to the centres now, we have Moses Sully, who was just absolutely destroying the Tigers. Part of that dominant performance by the Dragons. And at the other centre spot, you have my captain, Steven Crichton, scored 2 tries in the game against Parramatta Eels. In the halves, we have Tyron Wishart for his performance and his hand in leading the Melbourne Storm to that victory over the Knights. And then you have Ben Hunt, the third Dragons in this team for the week. Again, dominant performance, and rightly so. He was involved in everything and put on a masterclass after backing up his great performance from Origin. So that is your backline for the team of the week. I'll hand it over to Rawiri to let you know who's in the forward pack for you, brother.
Yeah, look, we're gonna start the forwards off with a bang, and unfortunately, that bang comes at the detriment of our man's Griffin Niame, Griffin Neem. So that means Adam Fanua-Blake takes that first prop spot. Then we've got the hooker from the Dragons, Jacob Little, making his debut, man. A lot of Dragons players on this team this weekend, rightfully so. The other prop, the first ever female to make our team of the week. We've got Caitlin Big Bopper Johnston, just banging. I just loved her intensity. Man, she was killing it. She deserves to be recognised in our team of the week. And, Kyle Hart to the other Wahine in that performance. It was great. I just put her in there because to me, she was the most memorable, man, because she was putting on a Liam Martin-esque performance out there, just folding people in half. It was crazy. Then we've got Jacob Preston. Great performance last night with the Bulldogs. I couldn't see anyone else in that second row position other than David Fafita, who, again, in a loss, put that team on his back and just had some hard carries through the middle. He's doing a lot of unsung work ever since he backflipped on the Roosters, and he's doing the most, man, to try and get those Titans turned around. And then at 13, we've got the ever-reliable, you know how you talked about Uppy all alone? How about Paddy all alone, man? There's Paddy Solo Carrigan. He's soloing this whole year at 13, man. At this rate, we're just going to give him the practice runs, Delhi in middle. What are we going to call it? Our MVP, our whatever we call it.
We'll come up with some name. I'm not
We
too
need
sure.
a name,
I don't think
man.
we've got one yet. We'll work on one. We will work on it.
Just the Mana Man of the Year. That could be it. But we'll work on that fine. We'll just keep throwing random shit out at the end of every team of the week when we try and figure out what we're going to name this. We've got until round 27-ish to come up with that name. If you guys have any thoughts or suggestions on what we can call it, drop the comments down below. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, then shoot us through a message over at 99 Dreams on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. I don't actually use X, so don't message us there. You can email us. No, don't email us. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's our team of the week, man. There's some big boppers. And shout out to Caitlin Johnston. You are a BMF, a bad motherfucker. Welcome to the practice runs team of the week. You holding it down for the Wahine. Chirp. Look, that's it from me. I've got darts tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. the rest of the week, whānau, just stay safe, have fun, and I'm going to pass it over to Tu. That's all from me, ka kite te whānau.
And as always, whānau, we would like to give a shout out to those that support us, both near and far. We're loving the support. And again, if those want to join us on the podcast, no more than welcome to hit us up in the DMs. We'll get back to you. Love the support. And here, we're not just a channel, we are a community. We are a whānau that we love sports, and that's what we have in common. But proud to see that it will come this far, and we're just doing the whānau. We start off humble beginnings. But sometimes you just have to go through it, and hopefully we'll come out on the other side with, a nice little following. If it's small, it's all good, but at least, we have loyalty in there. We will see you guys on Thursday for our review show. Until then, stay safe, whānau. Cheer to the church. Mā te wā.